Good evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. In Trinidad and Tobago, epidemiology reports show that 56 of the 1,437 people who have died from the COVID-19 virus since vaccination started in April were fully vaccinated. This means that at the time of their death, more than 2 weeks had elapsed since their vaccination regime was completed. Epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines confirmed on Wednesday. I quote, "So that's 3.8% or 4% at most. So 96% of the fatalities that have continued to occur continue to be among the unvaccinated," end of quote, he added. Hines said a further breakdown of this data showed that most of the 56 fully vaccinated patients had underlying medical conditions, already diagnosed in some instances, that compromised their body's ability to respond to the virus. We now tell you that disgruntled parents and students protested outside Antigua and Barbuda's Ministry of Education Thursday morning against the government's decision to enforce a vaccine mandate in schools. Currently, children between the ages 12 and 18 who are not vaccinated against the coronavirus cannot attend school. But an online platform is available for the students to continue with their education. Last week, the Ministry of Education said around 3,000 of the 8,000 students who are eligible to receive the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine are unvaccinated. Prime Minister Gaston Brown made it clear last month that the country will not be limping into 2022 with the burden of unvaccinated citizens. The government has plans to vaccinate over 60,000 citizens and residents by year's end. Just over 52,000 people are vaccinated. Now for a very interesting story. A woman from Argentina appears to have rid herself of the HIV disease without drugs or treatment, the second documented case of its kind in the world. Doctors believe the patient's immune system cleared the virus on its own. Tests on more than 1 billion of her cells found no viable trace of the infection, Archives of Internal Medicine reports. If this process could be harnessed, it might offer a way to wipe out or effectively cure HIV, experts say. The findings are further proof that a few people are born with a natural resilience to HIV. Most people with HIV need lifelong antiretroviral therapy, and if they stop taking these drugs, the dormant virus can reawaken and cause problems again. President Joe Biden on Wednesday banned members of the Nicaraguan government from entering the United States as he issued a broad proclamation in response to an election that Washington has denounced as rigged in favor of Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega. Biden's travel ban applied to all of Nicaragua's elected officials, apparently including Ortega and his wife, Vice President Rosario Murillo, in addition to security force members, judges, mayors, and others seen as undermining democracy in the Central American nation. Biden's order came just a day after the United States, Britain, and Canada imposed targeted sanctions on a list of Nicaraguan officials in a concerted response to the November 7 elections that many countries have called a sham. They took action after Ortega's re-election to a fourth consecutive term after he jailed political rivals and cracked down on critics from the media. And finally, internationally, authorities in the Indian capital Delhi have shut all schools and colleges indefinitely amid the worsening levels of air pollution. Construction work has also been banned until November 21, but an exception has been made for transport and defense-related projects. Only 5 of the 11 coal-based power plants in the city have been allowed to operate. A toxic haze has smothered Delhi since the festival of Diwali. The levels of PM 2.5, tiny particles that can clog people's lungs in Delhi, are far higher than the World Health Organization's WHO safety guidelines. Several parts of the city recorded figures close to or higher than 400 on Tuesday, which is characterized as severe. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thank you for joining. Goodbye.